The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Let's spin the block, CB. You are now rocking with the best. This is the Players Lounge, sponsored by Tostitos, the official chip and dip of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Hek'ma Harrison, always on deck here at the desk, joined by my guy, B from Ohio.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Hey, the only 42 we acknowledge around here.
You goddamn right.
My man Barry Church is in the building. And the man that does everything around here decided to stop in. And I mean, when I say does everything, he's busier than one-legged man in the
Voice of the Star.
butt-kicking contest. And that would be one Kyle Youmans.
What's up, guys?
My player partner, what's going on with you, man? How's
Nothing
everything?
much. You know, it's actually a down Friday today. So Hek'ma hit me up last night and was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Actually, I'm a little more free on Fridays this week than I have been." I was like, "Let me pop on in and get on the Players Lounge, my second favorite show here on Dallas.
Less in the lounge. I love it.
Yeah,
Hey, man. Look, I'm gonna take an opportunity. I spent so much time with the dude already, so why not double down on the time that I spend with him already and get things going? But Kyle, you may not know this, but this is the way that I host shows.
I like it. I'm already fired up.
This is the way I host shows. And before I start with any topics, anything, I always ask, how are your mentals? What's going on your mind? Because as men, we don't check on each other enough.
I like that.
So just we check on each other just to see what's going on. So BC, I'm going to start with you. Man, how's your mind, brother? How's your mentals? How's everything?
It's a beautiful day. Great day. Got a little workout in earlier, freshly shaved hair. You can't see it right now, but it's definitely freshly shaven. So it's a beautiful day, man. Can't ask for better, man.
Right on. I love that. And Kyle, how about yourself, brother?
You know what's good? Because this week is, and like you said, I've been busy and running around and stuff, but I don't have a college game on Saturday this week. Of course, if I would probably be doing it with you.
Yeah.
But I've had a chance to kind of reset a little bit halfway through the season, or I guess a third of the way through the season. Week 7 is the start of the second third into that final third. So, a little bit of a reset this week and really trying to get things right for Cowboys Nation. So it's been
Man,
good.
we're going to take you off the script, man. I'm sick of this. You are not going to come on
I'm
my
not even
show.
on- what are you talking about on a script? That's
type
real.
that up.
Yeah,
He typed that up, man. I don't wanna hear that.
It's not.
Because hold on, Kyle. Check it out.
I'm only watching right here.
All right, Kyle,
It's on
check it out. I
Twitter.
got to ask you. So,
Okay.
if the people don't know, Kyle is about to get married.
I am.
Hey.
So when I ask about your mental, I need you to say, hey, man, I'm stressed out.
Okay.
You ain't
Because I'm planning a wedding. I don't have no money.
There you go.
I'm
He got
broke
the
as a
ducats.
joke.
He got the ducats. He's just hiding them right now.
No, that is not true.
Oh, you got the ducats,
bro.
man.
I do not have the ducats. That is not the case. I do not have that. It's stressful, but it's fun at the same time. Like, that's the thing about it so far. And my fiance Lorena she's so fantastic. I mean, both of y'all have had the chance to meet her. And
I'll kick the covers there, Kyle.
bro, not even close. I mean, I'm Brian Anger in this stuff right now. All pro.
You ain't
So, it's stressful, but it hasn't gotten to the point where it's overwhelming, which is great. I mean, even in the midst of football season and trying to get all that stuff organized, the wedding stuff's been so fun. We picked out a wedding cake this week, which has been that was really fun. So, it's been good.
Dude, that is any marriage advice. Barry, do you
Don't listen to me.
Why you not the man to listen to?
Barry gives us plenty of wedding advice whenever we're
true.
sitting in watching the games in the studio. He'll look over.
Little nuggets.
Yeah, and he'll just pop them up and throw them over
Biggest
there.
nugget, man. Happy wife, happy life. That's what I go for, man.
That's what
I go for.
I like it.
So I got a question then. You're getting married, so everything's pretty much fresh. First place that where'd you guys meet?
So we met at the University of North Texas. So we both went to UNT.
It's the love nest, bro.
Oh yeah,
it's
bro.
the love nest. I met
Let's go.
Bro, nobody wants to go to Toledo. Kent State's little brother. I mean, come on now.
The disrespect has got to come to a close right now.
It just went up.
We just gonna chill all day. I
just
can't
went
believe you just. You know what? It's all
What was
good.
that?
It's all good.
So y'all met
flashes.
Y'all met
Oh,
in
my
North Texas.
Yeah, we met at UNT. Worked at the student student television station there. And
Okay.
then we had a lot of mutual friends, and we were in the same friend group for a little bit there. And then we kind of went our separate ways. She graduated a year before I did, so she graduated and went off into the workforce and did her own thing. She was an entertainment host for a couple different places,
Okay.
but, most notably Disney Cruise Line. And then whenever COVID happened, her cruise line life shut down.
Right.
And I had just gotten on with the Cowboys, and I had been through a season with them in 2019, and then I had just done some on-air stuff for the Cowboys in 2020. So when we went virtual and everything just kind of split up, it took a couple of months, and then we kind of started reconnecting and texting each other, and then rest is history. Got to hang out a couple
Love is in
times.
the air. Love is look at that. The Players Lounge.
That's good.
Man, look,
Hey.
hey man, being the guy that has been married longer than this guy,
Yeah,
probably.
these are facts.
Like I told you before, like my financial advisor told me, okay, do it early and often.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And I got dirty minds, and I know what y'all thinking.
That's what I went straight to that.
Barry's also truth. He's honest.
and I'm talking about estate planning. Okay.
Final.
I was way off. Okay, Hek'ma, you talking real.
Early and often.
Early.
Later in the career, it doesn't happen anymore.
Oh man.
We're talking about estate planning. Plan it out. Okay.
He said this earlier, like in the week, Chris, and it was the same reaction there as I had just now. I was like, okay, let me make sure that I'm thinking the right thing here.
Trying to help you out, man.
I was on left field somewhere.
I'm trying to help you out, man.
Oh,
But hey, get in the show. We talked about the love. We got our mind together, man. We got to talk about what's going on Sunday at 12 o'clock. Hey, fellas, we got us a game.
Let's do it.
Do.
We got us a game. And you know what? This is the part of the season, man, that really has us all kind of out of whack. You're at a point in your season where you're saying to yourself, are we or aren't we? Right? And so when you look at this game coming up against the Lions, guys, are you in the mode of, hey, man, this is just what the doctor ordered, or, hey, watch out?
I'm in the mode of this is just what the doctor ordered, especially for the offense. Because we're looking at Detroit right now defensively. And, we just let's be honest. We're honest on this show, right? So
Yes.
they're trash. They're terrible. All right, giving up most yards on the ground, passing yards. You can do whatever you want to this defense. So to me, this is just what the doctor ordered offensively. Especially you got number 4 coming back into the fold. I think he'll be able to. He'll start out slow. I think he'll start out slow, a little bit of rusty. You got to get that connection back with your wide receivers out there because it's been such a long time. But they'll start out slow, and eventually he'll get his foot back in the ground, and he'll be able to do big things out there. And I think this is the game where it all starts out. I think Dak Prescott gets his mojo going, gets this engine back going. We stick to the ground a little bit because I feel like I said, you could do whatever you want to this defense. So
Right.
I think we'll stick to the ground a little bit. But Dak, he'll get his arm stretched out a little bit out there, and he'll be able to throw some darts. So I think this is just what the doctor ordered offensively. Defensively, we just got to stick to what we've been doing.
Right.
All just stick to what we've been doing. They got weapons out there, but if we do what we do, it should be a no contest.
Do you believe that the confidence right now for this game is fake confidence?
No.
Or do you need to temper that with not being overconfident with an opponent coming off of a bye week?
Yeah.
We may be playing the Lions down a little bit here.
I think the confidence is real. This team realizes, especially after what Cooper Rush was able to do and come in and right the ship, not only just survive, but right the ship to get 4 wins in 5 games. That's enough to build your confidence into the second half of the season. You don't want that confidence to turn into cockiness. That's
Right.
where it's different.
Exactly.
Because it could be a little bit of both of what you had said previously. Like, is this a game where you're worried about, but is it a game where you also could get right? This could be exactly what the doctor ordered, a bad defense. You said it, 100%. They're bottom in the league in multiple categories. They're the number 32 ranked team in the entire NFL in terms of defensive grades, yardage allowed, points allowed. Doesn't matter. They've been bad. So guess what?
Yeah.
The offense could be great. Or you could come in thinking that and you're over analyzing and you're saying, hey, confidence level is skyrocket high. We don't need to really look at this the same way as we did last week in a highly emotional game against Philadelphia. Be careful in doing that. Because if you come in, you overlook the Lions. They've got an offense that can score. They sure as heck can run the football. They can run it really well with the best of them in the NFL. Your defense, what's been the weakness?
That run day.
Stopping the run. So you can't overlook them, but you should have confidence to go in and win this football game because you're at home. You're the better team on paper, but you can't let it slip up on you, because if it does, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble, especially if you get off to a slow start.
When the game ended, when the game ended last Sunday night, there was there were position groups that I think that you looked at and said, man, we got to get better in this group, right? I got to ask, because if you look around the NFL right now, the Carolina Panthers just traded Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers, and there's somebody that's obviously gearing up for a run, and that's the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah. Now, there are teams in the NFC and the AFC obviously looking at this move, and they're saying, like, okay, what are we doing to keep pace with this move, especially in the NFC? If you're looking at position groups, guys, which position group are you looking at right now, especially after that Eagles game, and you're saying to yourself, we got to be better here? Kyle, I'll start with you. Which group was that?
Yeah, it's tough because I think they kind of go hand in hand, the two that I was really looking at. And this could even go out to the outside as well. But I really think it's the linebacking core and the interior, especially when going up against the run. Mike McCarthy said it today. Teams don't want to throw the football against the Cowboys right now because that pass rush is nasty. So what do instead? They run it straight at them. They run right down the center of the defense. They splice through there. And that's how they have their success, because then it throws off the pass rush and it's able to balance things out. So how do you stop that? You have good reads at the second level from your linebackers. Anthony Barr, Leighton Vander Esch. Both of them did not have good games against Philadelphia. You go back and you watch the tape, they're getting pushed off the ball. They're getting washed down by multiple guys at the second level. Philly did such a good job, Jason Kelce specifically, of getting up the field and walling off those guys. So my linebackers got to be better. But how can linebackers play better? The guys in front of them at the interior of that defensive line have to as well. So I think it's a combination of the two. And then if that wasn't enough, if it's the interior run game that you can't slow down, you got to be better on the edge too in terms of run defense from your corners. Trayvon Diggs, and I like the way that you guys said it. You tell the truth on this show. Trayvon Diggs has been downright bad against the run this season. Bad on multiple occasions. And honestly, it looks like it's a choice of his. He doesn't want the smoke. He doesn't want it. He doesn't go in there and he doesn't make the tackle. He's got to be better against the run. He's been okay in coverage. He's done his thing in coverage. But against the run, they've got to be better on the edge. So I would say the linebackers first, followed by interior, and then on the edge with the corners. All of that against the run.
So improvement. If you're looking around and you're saying, all right, guys, there's a cover and then there's a button.
Pressing the button.
I'm pressing the button.
Pressing that button.
I'm smashing the button because I can make improvements on this team to get to the next level. What position group are you saying, BC?
Man, that's tough, man. And you know what? I'm going to look offensively.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at that wide receiver room. And now, and it's tough because, it's early in the season. They didn't have Dak out there. I understand all that. But when you look at it, the separation just wasn't there.
It
hasn't been there at all. And I think the Eagles really exposed that.
Yes.
If you look at it, there was no receiver out there had a step on anybody. Now, I understand Eagles got one of the top secondaries in the NFL. They got Slay, they got Bradbury, they got Maddox. So they have an extremely solid secondary out there. But even before that, I just didn't see these receivers getting massive separation out there. Right. So that's a unit I would look for. But the only problem with that is, where are you going to go? What receivers are out there that you can come in and what you got?
I can't say his name, but he plays for a team that's blue and black, and it's in Carolina, one of the Carolinas. North or south, I don't really want to be specific.
They're not letting that guy go, I don't think.
It ain't happening.
I don't think they're going to let that guy go.
Can't say anything, but yeah, that's
it's
a guy.
It's just, to me, it's like, the separation just isn't there offensively. You got the run game. I think the offensive line, they're improving week in and week out. They're getting better and better. And then you look on the defensive side of the ball, I got to agree with my man Kyle here. That interior part of that defensive line, I'm talking Gallimore, Odigizua, against the pass, they're rushing great. They're getting upfield, they're getting after the quarterback. But in the run game, and we saw it last week, and I understand the Eagles' run game, it's a different scheme. It's a totally different scheme, and it's tough to read. That RPO game is extremely tough on your linebackers and your defensive line. But overall, teams have been able to gash us up the gut.
Right.
So to me, I'm looking at that defensive line. I'm looking at those interior two tackles right there. Linebackers, I feel like they've had a solid season. I feel like LVE, Barr, they've had a solid season. And that RPO run game, I mean, it's extremely tough.
They just got bullied in week 6.
Bullied. Yeah, that was it.
That was the thing.
You look at that linebacker core, you got to have great eyes going against RPO. I mean, it's tough for anybody out there. But that defensive line, that interior D tackle, I'm looking at that. And if I'm looking offensively, I'm looking at the wide receivers. The only problem is I just don't know who you get. I don't know who you get out.
So we're talking if we're talking about the button here, and you lift that case, and when you smash the button is giving us an automatic fix. It's just it's like
that guy comes in,
sparkles,
and he is confetti ball.
I think I would smash that button, not for linebacker, not for interior, but I think right there with you. Okay, wide receiver. That would be my smash the button, and here he is. Boom! It's a fix all. It would be wide.
Are we
receiver.
allowed to talk about free agents right now, though?
Yes.
Okay.
You just can't.
Guys that are not on the team.
You can't hit guys that are on other teams.
Is there any free wide receivers that you could think? I mean, because if we look at it, I know the guy that comes to the top of the mountain is OBJ. He's coming on. That's another guy coming off of ACL. So
that's where that conversation starts and ends when you talk about the ACL because you already have a guy on your team with an ACL, and you're seeing kind of the pullback on him coming back too soon.
You talked about it a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, we did. But Kyle, I want to go back to what you were talking about the linebacking core. And I think the defensive line has been solid in these games leading up to the Philadelphia game, and we're going to talk more about the defense later, but I question, especially with Anthony Barr and Leighton Vander Esch, why Jabril Cox hadn't gotten any more run. And that, to me, has been a question area for a lot of people. He's getting some special team work, but he's not able to break the lineup on defense. And he's a guy, let's just say he was tagged immediately that coming into out of the draft, that his weakness was against the run. So I don't know how much of that helps you anyway, because he's better against the pass than he is against the run. But those are the question marks that I have, especially for our linebacking core that's getting a little older. We have a guy in Leighton Vander Esch that is on a 1-year contract. Anthony Barr, another 1-year prove-it deal, bridge player. But all those things being considered, there's a lot to be desired at the linebacker position that we're not getting. And the way that Micah Parsons is playing right now in Dan Quinn's rotation, it's more of a blitzing A-gap linebacker. Yeah. Now, we have seen him fool guys like we saw last week. He's out in coverage with Dallas Goedert, but that's from the edge position. That's not like he's out there playing a natural linebacker position that we would see with other linebackers.
Yeah, and the answer to Jabril Cox, I actually asked somebody that yesterday when we were in locker room, and he's just not moving as well as you would want him to. He's still lingered by that injury just a little bit. He's healthy, but he's just not back to the movement, the range of ability that he can do, which his strength has been in coverage, like Hek'ma said initially. That was what they drafted him for in the 4th round, was to be a coverage linebacker. The guy who you really want as a guy to come in and help stop the run, Damone Clark. That's the guy who you would want to come down here. And he's on his way back, too. Right. So I think both of those guys are going to have a role at some point down the line. Jabril Cox, he's healthy. He's playing on special teams, but the range of motion just isn't there as quickly as they want it to be for a linebacker to specifically take snaps away from Leighton Vander Esch and away from Anthony Barr, whereas Damone Clark could come in, and depending on when he's back to 100%, he could be that downhill guy that you've wanted in that second level.
Now, and going back to what you were talking about wide receiver, I have nobody has been. Yes, Keith Sweat, where are you when I need you? Because I have been the CeeDee Lamb pom-pom waving, okay? I need you, CeeDee Lamb, to be a number 1 receiver. But it has not happened. It has not happened. I think the expectation with him and Michael Gallup was that these 2 young stud wide receivers could be the future of the Dallas Cowboys, and I just haven't seen it. For me, Noah Brown has been more sturdy, which I don't know why that makes me feel bad when I say that.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It makes me feel bad to say that.
Because he doesn't have the same resources used as CeeDee Lamb.
But
one's a first-round draft pick. The other one is an undrafted guy. The expectations are different. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's numbers are better than Noah Brown, but that shouldn't be something to be celebrated. That should be something to say, oh, CeeDee Lamb's a first-round pick who's supposed to be the number one wide receiver. Why are his numbers only barely marginally better than Noah Brown? There's no reason that should be a comparison.
We had a play that we had to they went to review on for Noah Brown in the corner of the end zone. Obviously, that's a baller play.
That was a baller play.
These are the plays that I'm looking around and saying, "Hey, bro,
I see you.
I need you to make that play."
Yeah, we need that same swag from second half New York. When
Exactly.
he was running cats over for the extra yard, getting up snotty nose. He was doing his thing. Where is that swag gone?
That's a great point because he came into that game, was criticized, and then guess what? First half did not play well. Dropped a pure touchdown pass. Came over and he was livid. You could see he was not happy. What did he do? He compartmentalized it and he ran over some cats. I mean, that's what he did. He went after guys and that's what you want. You want that lethal mentality. What did DeAndre Hopkins do last night?
What? Seen it.
First game
back.
That's the kind of guy you expect CeeDee Lamb to be, and it hasn't shown up.
And it looks like in the body language with CeeDee, and we've talked about this before, but when things aren't going his way, you see it all the time. It's just like, oh my goodness, the ball's short, like the arms are flailing. I'm just like, come on, my guy.
It's like in the grocery store with your mom. No, you can't have it.
Mom. It's just like, come on, man, lift it up. We know you're dealing with, and nothing against Cooper Rush, but he's not Dak Prescott. We know what you've been dealing with. You got to be that number one guy to help lift everybody else up.
Right.
But the body language is just not there.
Without looking at it, where do you feel like CeeDee Lamb ranks in terms of the wide receivers in the NFL right now? If you had to put a number on it, where does he rank in terms of yardage right now?
Just yardage or like potential?
Yardage at production to this point.
I still think he's like 12, 11.
Okay, so he's a little bit further down than that. What do you think?
I'm thinking 20s.
20s?
Yeah.
He's 16, so he's right in the middle of where you guys are in terms of total yardage, but in terms of receptions, he's even further down than that. I mean, he's probably hold up just a second. Yeah, he's outside the top 25 in terms of receptions, and then his longest reception of the year, 30 yards. That's it.
Like this was supposed to be the yak guy.
Yeah.
The guy.
He was supposed to be the guy that when he gets it in his hands, it's electric.
He only has
making
the 2
guys
touchdowns
miss.
too.
I'm like, we just haven't seen it.
This is the part of the show where we have to woo-saw together. But hey, you just brought up the word criticism. And we're going to talk about a guy in the next segment that gets criticized a lot. My favorite subject, okay? So y'all just hold tight. We'll be back with more Players Lounge, sponsored by Tostitos.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
NFL Plus is here, which means no matter where you are, this is how you football. Get live, local, and primetime regular season and postseason games on your phone or tablet. Game replays and more. Go to plus.nfl.com and start your free trial of NFL Plus today. Back here on the Players Lounge, and I got a bit of information, and you hate to see it.
Hate to see it. I need a T-shirt with that.
Hey, no. Let me tell you something. We're in the middle of a broadcast last night. Me and him doing a high school game, and I think I said, "You hate to see it," like 3 times during the broadcast. And then
there was one time when the quarterback fumbled. They were driving. This is a team that hasn't had a win yet. He gets the ball poked out from behind, and he says it, and then I say it. And Hek'ma looks at me, and he goes, "We spend too much time with Barry Church."
It's catching on, baby. Yes. In the middle of the broadcast, like, we are spending way too much time with Barry Church. When all the words that I have in this head of mine, the best statement that I have in the middle of a broadcast is, "You hate to see it." Unbelievable.
It wraps it all up in a bow.
Oh, man. Boom. I even tried to pause and find something else to say, and you hate to see it.
You got to say it that way, too, where it's like the soft voice.
You got
you
to.
hate to see it.
You got to.
You got to get a T-shirt. That's your
That's
catchbox.
yours.
You got to find it. Somebody at home. There's a lot of listeners to the Players Lounge.
Yeah.
If you got it, hit up your boy Barry Church.
We'll get right.
Oh, man.
So, guys, look, my favorite subject, you know what it is, my guy.
Football.
You know, hey, my dude, number 4. I talk about him anyway. You don't have to push me to talk about Dak Prescott.
Hey, can we talk about Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Yes, we could talk about Dak Prescott.
We would talk about
but
him.
You know what? Something controversial happened this week. The Ringer came out with this list of quarterbacks and listed at number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And behind him was, I think the list behind him was even more impressive, guys. And that's what I really thought, that this was going to get one Barry Church steamed here. And listen to this. Behind him is Burrow, Lawrence, Cousins, Stafford, Murray, and Hurts, of course. But Dak is at number 7, Barry, and I'm going to start with you. What are your thoughts in the NFL ranking of one Rain Dakota Prescott as a number 7 quarterback in the NFL?
I just don't know how.
Right.
How are we talking about, body of work, what he's done since he's been in the league?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get you on that. But if we're specifically talking about this season, how is he number 7? How is he above all these other guys? To me, it makes no sense. The last time we've seen Dak Prescott was against Tampa Bay. Was he a 7 quarterback then?
No.
I wouldn't say so. The time before that, 49ers playoff game. Was he, a 7 guy? No. So without playing since week 1, where it was not your best performance.
No, if anything, it was one of his worst.
How are you a top 7 quarterback in the National Football League? When you got I'm looking at this list right now, and I'm sitting there like, wait a second. You got, Burrow's behind you. Trevor Lawrence, who's been playing pretty good this year.
Yes, he has.
Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
You trying to tell me this year? I'm not talking. I know how people think about Kirk Cousins.
Prime time Kirk.
I know they think about him like that.
He's still
Cousins
terrible in prime time.
Has been playing good football this year.
Except in prime time.
He's been playing, but he got his team going right now.
Right.
The man hasn't played since week 1, and you're putting him above the likes of these people? I just don't see it. If we're going by, like I said, body of work or potential when he's fully healthy, okay.
I think that's what this is. Because I agree with you. There's no way he should be a top 10 quarterback if you're based off of this week. Because if you look at, this year rather. Because if you look off of this year, his only appearance, he went 14 of 29 for $134 and
3
interceptions.
points.
Right.
No, he's a bottom 5 quarterback in terms of his performance that he's had this year. But if you're talking about a guy who can come in and win you football games, there's excitement around the star for a reason. It's because he's a good quarterback.
He is a good quarterback.
He's an above average, if not really good quarterback at times, depending on how he's playing. He hasn't shown that in 2022 yet, but like you said, over the course of his year or his career, he has. So in my mind, it wouldn't make sense for this to not be full body of work included. I mean, you look at some of the other guys that are in the league right now. Matthew Stafford, he's struggled this year. He hasn't played well this year. Joe Burrow hasn't been lighting up the stat sheet this year either, but I would still probably put him ahead.
But I say we can't knock guys for playing
because
when the other guy ain't
you're
playing
on
at
the
all.
field.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about the 2022 season in a vacuum, no, this should not be the number 7 quarterback. But if you're talking about grand scheme of things, career achievements, and pure potential, Dak Prescott's a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Let's take potential out of it. And let's just go grand scheme of things. What you have done since you got into the league.
So no potential. This
is what you've done.
What you've done.
He's since 16 to now. You putting him over? You putting him over Kirk?
Yes.
Why?
I would put him over Kirk.
Why?
He's been a better quarterback in more games than Kirk Cousins, for sure. And he's owned Kirk. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up.
So let me just look. This is me keeping it real. Okay. Now I already told you this is my favorite guy to talk about. But when I look at this list and I see him at 7, even I say that's too high.
I don't know if I would put him at 7, but I would put him as a top 10 borderline guy.
I have problems with Joe Burrow. Let's just start there.
You're the only one. I got issues with that.
I had Joe Burrow. Okay. And as a quarterback, as a guy that can throw, I mean, as a passer, just the way that this guy operates in the pocket, Joe Burrow definitely. I mean, look, if you just eyeball this thing, Joe Burrow is a better quarterback. Kirk Cousins, statistically, just based off of his numbers, I mean, fourth quarter drives, things like that. People down Kirk Cousins in a lot of ways, but he has the numbers to go with it as well.
See, I disagree.
You should.
Yeah, I disagree. I think Dak Prescott's been a much better fourth quarter quarterback. He's one of the best in the league in terms of leading game-winning drives late in games. And then I was looking up comparison numbers. I didn't even know this was the case. Kirk Cousins has thrown 15 more, or excuse me, he's thrown 40, I'm bad at math, 45 more interceptions in his career than Dak Prescott.
Yes.
And he's done so in 40 more games. So that's almost an interception a game from here on out for Dak Prescott, and he would finally get to that number.
Okay.
So it hasn't been great by any stretch of the imagination. And then touchdown passes, I mean, it's the numbers add up better for Dak Prescott now than it does for Kirk Cousins throughout his career.
And game-winning drives. Kirk Cousins has 19, Dak has 17, just based off of those numbers. I mean, it's not like there are leaps and bounds of separation between the two quarterbacks. And, look, when I saw the list, I'm like, okay, cool deal. I look at Dak as a gamer, a baller, a guy that's going to show up and be game time ready, lead your team. He's going to do what it takes in that 4th and 1 situation. There's nobody I would rather have at the quarterback to be able to get that 1 yard. He will sacrifice it. We've seen it in the Seattle game.
There's nobody you'd rather have.
I'm telling. I believe. I mean, of course there are, man.
I'm just saying. In this conversation,
I'm just saying. Yes, Aaron Rodgers plays for Green Bay. I don't think I can have him. But I'm just saying that Dak Prescott, I know that he is a quarterback that we can trust and rely on, even in those situations. And I got a nugget I want to throw at you guys here. But I just think that there are times where the scrutiny for him moves back and forward. The way that they judge him. And I've said it before, like if they want to go on a sample size, he can go 13-4 or whatever it is, and they'll start from the Denver game. Or they'll say, oh, it's been from the last 2 games that he played. Or let's go back to the first game. Or let's go back 36 starts and won't even count that he snapped his leg in half, right? All things being considered, and we'll never mention that he was Rookie of the Year.
Nope.
Okay? You won't say that. But I just believe for our team, right now, the way that it's constructed, Dak Prescott is the quarterback that can lead this team potentially to where we're trying to go, and that's to a Super Bowl.
That's intentional, though. I mean, that's why they built the team this way.
Absolutely.
They built it to be around Dak Prescott.
Absolutely.
That's 100%. So let me ask you this. What quarterbacks – do you want me to read off some quarterbacks you tell me above or below Dak Prescott?
Go ahead, man.
You want to try and do that? I mean, these are the easy ones. Josh Allen.
We're talking about or what are we talking
grand
about?
Scheme of things. Right, body of work.
Body of work.
Josh Allen above. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Okay, good. So here's the guys that are kind of right there in at least the conversation. Justin Herbert. Is it too early to tell?
I put Dak above Jay. Even though that's my guy.
Justin Herbert's probably the better quarterback right this second.
But if you're talking about body
of work, it's different.
I got to go.
Joe Burrow?
I got to go with Joe. If we're talking about body of
been to
work,
a Super Bowl.
he's been to the.
He's won the big games.
Yeah, so I got to give it to
Lamar
him.
Jackson, MVP.
He's won an MVP, man.
Yeah, I got to go.
Do they got the same amount of playoff wins? What they got?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
It's pretty
I haven't
close,
looked at that.
And
But
the guys won an MVP. Yeah, I got to go with
Jalen Hurts.
No.
Dak got that.
I agree.
Yeah, Dak got that.
Matthew Stafford. I know he's won a ring, but he wouldn't
Dak
won
got
that
it.
ring.
He wasn't, yeah.
No.
He helped get there, and he helped play well when he did.
And he has crazy numbers, but it's like, if you're asking me who I want to lead my team, I'm going Dak over Stafford.
Okay.
I'm going Dak over Stafford.
Okay. What about you?
I'm Dak.
Okay. Kirk Cousins.
Dak.
Kyler Murray.
Dak.
Those are two
That's what I'm saying.
hesitations. You would put
Dak over Kirk, Kyler over Dak for me. Me personally.
What would be the separation with Kyler?
I think Kyler can do more. I think he challenges defenses more than what Dak can.
With his legs.
With his legs and his arm. 'Cause
He's
he
more
has a good arm.
dangerous.
Yeah, he's more dangerous overall.
With his legs,
Yeah, I
is
would
what I was
rather
gonna
go
say.
against Dak than go against Kyler Murray in a game.
Russell Wilson.
He's
Dak.
been to the upper echelon.
I'm going Dak.
Right now,
But it's Kyle, we looking at him right now.
But
it's
body-
like,
body
I'm
of
saying,
work.
I'm looking going off of what I just saw the other day.
Yeah, body of work. Russell,
yes.
Right now, give me Dak
Yeah,
Prescott
all day.
every single day.
Yeah.
Derek Carr. That's a
Dak,
good
yeah,
comparison,
Dak,
I think.
yeah.
But yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Dak.
There you go.
Yeah, he's
So,
not the reason.
I mean, that's even 15 quarterbacks right there. I just named half of the league. The other guys aren't in the same contention. Ryan Tannehill, Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, Trevor Lawrence, better lately, but still not there. Kenny Pickett, Matt Ryan, Daniel Jones. No. He's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah. Roger,
That's
Brady, of
easy
course.
money. You cannot tell me that Dak Prescott's not a top 10 quarterback in the league
I gotta
right
ask-
now.
I'd say he's top 10.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got to ask this, guys. The expectation that's put on Dak, all right? He seems to be, and I don't want to use the media as a part of this, but he seems to be in a lose-lose situation. If he comes in and he wins, you're supposed to, they pay you to do that, okay? The only thing that's going to get him to be the golden boy is going to be win a Super Bowl. Go to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl. Do you think that the burden and expectation that's on him is too heavy?
No. I think that's you get what you get when you wear that star, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what it comes
He
down
understands
to.
that more than anybody.
Like if you're playing for American State, you're gonna get the scrutiny. And even when you play great, they're gonna nitpick. Everything's under a microscope when you have that star on your helmet. Now, if you were playing for Jacksonville or Cleveland,
Wouldn't be that way.
It wouldn't be that way.
Yes,
you can
that's the
win.
point.
You
That's
can
my
win a
point.
game.
Yep.
Throwing 2 interceptions, but you're running for 300 yards and win. He's great, but here, he threw that incompletion right there. Like it's the star.
Look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's played terrible football this year, but he's still Joe Burrow because he's been to the game in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. Even if you go to the game and you lose it here, it's not winning the game. You got to win a title here. It's so interesting for me to look at it because it is so hard to win a Super Bowl. So unbelievably hard to win a Super Bowl. Look at the quarterbacks that have won it. Patrick Mahomes, he's upper echelon. He's won one. Aaron Rodgers, he's one of the greatest of all time. He's won one. Tom Brady, that's different. Let's not talk about Tom Brady.
Separate. Take him off the
He's an
table.
outlier.
Matthew Stafford, he's won one, but people still
Don't even see him that way.
don't even really look at him that way. Russell Wilson, 1-1. We just talked about it. Body of work over
Should
Dak.
have two.
Yeah, you should have.
Pete Carroll.
There are so many guys on this list that are good quarterbacks and have been great quarterbacks, but have not won a Super Bowl.
I mean, look at Romo. Look at the numbers he was able to put up in those years.
Didn't sniff. Did not sniff.
Didn't sniff it.
He had some teams, but
He
still
had some teams. He
didn't.
put up great numbers, but he was under the scrutiny as well.
Guys, we could talk about this all day. I meant to stare up high, and I did exactly that. In our last segment, we are going to make our picks, and I want somebody to do something controversial. Is it in you? Will somebody go on the other side? I don't think it'll happen. Coming up next on the Players Lounge.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Miller Lite is proud to bring you QBBQ Fest Dallas, located at Miller Lighthouse at AT&T Stadium. Join your Cowboys from November 4th through 6th for some of the best barbecue in the country. Get your tickets today at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium. And back on the Players Lounge, which Kyle Youmans and Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we've been having some spirited debate. And guys, I want to say to you that last Sunday I had deja vu of a evening last year here at home against the 49ers. That Eagles game reminded me in a lot of ways of the 49ers game, and I'll tell you how. It was the first game that I've seen since the 49ers where we got bullied up front. I didn't see that in Tampa against the Bucks, but I did see that against Philadelphia, and it bothered me. It bothered me because, you know, how the bully gets bullied sometime, and I think that our defense came into this season, the way they've been playing, they've been bullying people. But Philadelphia said, we're going to deliver the first blow, and we're going to bully you. But what bothered me even more about that was that against the 49ers, a lot of the guys that we see on Twitter with, you know, big Twitter thumbs and, you know, guys that get in front of the camera, they disappear. They tend to disappear in those critical moments where you need the plays to be made, right? The same thing happened against Philadelphia. I'm not going to say any names.
I want you to say names.
No.
This is the lounge.
Hey, man, listen. No. Yesterday we cooked somebody, and we can't cook them. We did 4 months yesterday.
We did cook. My bad. I started.
We went
a whole seggy cooking my guy, and it was
Who did you cook?
Man.
Oh man, we had
Tober's
stew yesterday.
We
cooked
we went a
too
little
bad.
far.
But hey, all you have to do is look at the roster and think about those guys, man, against Philadelphia that disappeared. You did. Hey, man, it's like you know you got that homeboy that's always mouthy, that's always talking. And then as soon as it go down.
Where we at?
Milk carton missing.
He's gone.
Gone. You don't know where he is, right? There's a lot of that going on, and I saw that on Sunday, and it bothers me. It bothers me about the defense. And so, therefore, I got to ask you this, guys. After that Philadelphia game, were you worried? Did you have any concerns about this defense? Because prior to that, I'm sure you thought this was an elite defense.
It still is an elite defense. I don't have the worries. Partially because Philly has built their roster to beat one team. And luckily it's been beating some other teams. But they built their roster to beat the Dallas Cowboys. No doubt in my mind. That's what they've done the last couple of years. So the fact that they had success against the Dallas Cowboys does not surprise me. Even the defense, as good as they are, what did they do? They took Micah Parsons out of it.
Yep.
And how did they do that? They made him think. They made him think rather than play, because then you have to sit there and you have to make a decision. Do I take Jalen Hurts? Do I take Miles Sanders? Or do I drop back into coverage and try and defend the pass? Because there's 3 different things Micah Parsons has to think about. Rather than in other opportunities, it's see ball, get ball. Go, Micah. Have fun. Which this week, it's back to see ball, get ball, and you're going to get after Jared Goff to get in the backfield. That's how you have success with Micah Parsons, or take him out of it. Make him think, because then he has a step behind. Still a really good player. He still had a solid game, but he didn't have a Micah Parsons impact. That's how they won that game, is they bullied him by just making him think, and then they bullied all the other guys around him because there was no success with Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried. I understand, what Philly got, that RPO scheme. That's a one-off scheme you're going to go against, and
nobody does it as well.
Nobody does it as well. You got to have a quarterback that's done it for years and years, and that's what Hurts has been able to do. So when next time they see Philadelphia, I can see Dan Quinn just saying, you know what, screw all the thinking, just run and hit Hurts. Yeah. Hit her every time he does that RPO, just run and hit him dead in his mouth, and eventually he's gonna just show it quick. He's gonna, I don't want no pieces of that. Yeah. If you keep lighting that boy up, I promise you, he's gonna, we ain't gonna run that RPO no more, because it's gonna get our quarterback killed, because you're leaving Micah Parsons unblocked.
Yes.
The only reason he didn't get killed was, like you said, he was thinking, he was slowing down. All right, what do I do here? What do I do here? Dan Quinn, I'm sure next time they go against whoever's on that end, they're going to say, if they show that RPO to you, don't even think about the runner, the pass, just go straight through Hurts' mouth. And I promise you, they'll stop running that RPO.
And they only scored 6 points in that second half for a reason. Dallas made an adjustment, and they took away the RPO. They definitely did. That third quarter, they had nothing going on the RPO, and it allowed the offense to find some success. Then what did they do? They completely flipped the script. Philly did, and credit to them.
They did.
They ran the dang ball as quickly as possible.
Counterpunch.
11 straight plays, just boom, 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 boom down the field, and then they're like, oh, guess what? We still have this RPO. We did it twice, and they got in the end zone. So it's different. I think the adjustment will be made. They have the tape now. Wait till Christmas Eve. I think Dallas wins that game. I make an early prediction. If everybody stays healthy and everything's the same going into that, give me Dallas in that one. But this one just did not work out in their favor, because Philly came in and had the better game plan and the better execution.
Yeah, we called for Micah, and the way that he played, it was paralysis by analysis.
I like it.
You talk about making him think, it slowed him completely down, and the defensive game plan came to a screeching halt. But guys, this is the moment. This is the moment. Someone is going to jump out of the cake and do something controversial. BC, I'm going to start with you.
What's happening?
What you got? Who are you picking on this Sunday, sir?
I got to keep
a big fan of DeAndre Swift, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Jamal Williams.
Big fan of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson.
6'5", big guy out there.
It's a big dude.
I got to keep my record pristine, all right? I'm leading everything right now. I'm leading everything. Whether it's Thursday, Sunday, Monday, I got the best record out of anybody on the lounge. Cowboys going to win this one handedly. I'm going 28-10.
28-10. I like that. I like that. All right. Youmans?
So Dan Campbell is from Clifton, Texas, which is about 30 miles northeast of my hometown of Waco. Spent a lot of time out in Clifton. Had a couple baseball games and stuff out there. I know that town well. They built them good. I like Dan Campbell a lot. I think he's got a great mindset. He's got a fantastic opportunity to do some good in Detroit. I think that good starts later, though. There's no way the Cowboys lose this game at home. They're going to get their guy back. They're going to win this football game. I've got a shirt on that's an inside joke from Talking Cowboys that says Tiger Milk. Tigers, Lions, and then the next week the Bears. Give me the Cowboys winning it.
I like what you did
coming
there.
on.
Okay, where the hook?
Oh yeah,
I like that.
32-13 is my final.
Oh man, this offense is everybody.
I think they get back to 30. I think they do.
I like that because no guessing. Y'all already know. I mean, I like what you said. I believe this is the get right game that we need. I believe that this defense is the right amount of ticked off. About that, the right amount of ticked off, and they want to get back to that elite status that everyone was talking about. Hey, I'm with you, Kyle. To a certain degree, there was some exposure on defense, and I think especially Micah doesn't want teams to start circling him and saying, pin the tail on this guy right here because we can slow this whole thing down. So I expect for Micah to have a monster game. I think Dan Quinn moves him all around. I anticipate a few picks as well because your boy Jared Goff, he gets happy feet, he starts burping the baby, he does a lot of that stuff in the pocket, and he will do that, and his defense is just not very good. So this is the game for Dak Prescott to come back. So I'm saying Cowboys 31-10. to 10.
Okay.
31 to 10. Now 28-10. I'm going 31-10.
We're all right around the same.
Yeah,
score.
so we're right there. But guys, man, KY, thank you for coming
Appreciate
in.
you, KY, man. Appreciate you, big dog.
Hey, and on Fridays we still do it the same, so you might want to take your headset
that's
off,
a good
man.
idea. I know.
Cowboy Nation, I hope your team win.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?